Here at Grace United Church, we do offer space for all candidates meetings. We've been doing it now for several years for the municipal and the provincial and the federal elections. And for two reasons. One is because we have space and we believe in community partnerships. So it's great to have a whole bunch of groups come together to co-host the event, such as tonight. But the other thing is that we build community when we have open dialogue, when people can come together and share their views and their values and talk. That's how we care for our neighbor. It's how we build up community concerns for people. And so out of a debate like this, people go home and they have something to think about. Questions have been raised. They give some thought to who is going to represent them at the elected level of government, and they take more interest then in what's actually happening. So for all those reasons, we think it's very, very important for people to engage with their community and with their politicians in that decision-making process. So I'm not quite sure how the group came together, but over the years, different groups have expressed an interest in hosting all candidates meetings and have felt it was important to get the candidates on the record around some of those issues. So healthcare, poverty, the economy, seniors, care for seniors, environment, so many issues. And so it made sense to try and bring it all together into a place where that conversation could happen, because all of those issues interrelate with each other. And so they're not really separate issues. If you are poor, you are affected by what kind of health care is available. It might affect where you have to live, which is an environmental issue. So often those things overlap with each other. So when we come together as a community and the different groups come together, we find that we have really good conversations with each other, and that's important too.
And one more, I noticed, during the first debate, Barrie Springwater over Medante, they was running out of time, so they took just one question for each candidate. You came in and you wanted to, them to take more questions. So can you talk a little bit about why you thought it's important?
Well, when we bring together the community and we look at the questions and the issues, we do try to develop some questions, first of all, for the candidates, but it's also important that the people who come are able to ask questions too. So we always try to build that in, that there is an opportunity for those questions to get asked. So tonight we were running out of time because we had 4 candidates and we had 2 meetings tonight, but we still thought if we could have some quick questions from the audience, that we wanted to honor that tradition of allowing people to give voice to their concerns. Well, I am very, very concerned about the dismantling of democracy. I am very concerned about what I see south of the border and the concern that might be moving north of the border. I am very concerned about something like the loss of CBC. That would be a big issue for me because we rely on having open information, reliable information that can come to us so that people can participate in decision making. And so I am very concerned about where we are headed in the next while if people are not respected for their views and allowed to give voice and to participate in democracy. I'm a proud Canadian. I value the way in which Canada has evolved as a country that has had some values around things like public services, healthcare, etc. But I think the question we have to ask is if we want to be different from the United States, and I do, then we also have to value the things that make us different from the United States. And that is that we have social programs, that we have public health care, that we have a social safety net. Those things are sadly lacking in many places. In fact, they're not well done here either. They need more work. But at least we have some social safety network in place, and that's really important, and we need to bolster that, not diminish it. And that would be something else that makes a difference between us and the United States. And not all Canadians are there, but I really value the fact that we are a diverse population, that we welcome newcomers, that people come into this country who get to have a chance at a new life. And I see growing racism happening in our world, and that concerns me greatly. And so I don't want a Canada that's racist. I want a Canada that is inclusive and values all our citizens, and also make sure they have what they need so that they can have quality of life.